What's going on, y'all? It's Vyle. We're here at Scratch DJ Academy. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a soul beat in 10 minutes or less. Let's get it. I was given the choice of 10 samples. Just picked at random. The sample that I got is Accept Me, I'm Not a Girl Anymore by Angela Bofield, the illustrious Angela Bofield. Very nice soul joint. I'm gonna show y'all what it sounds like here. Oh! You know, a little something grandma and them used to cook too, you feel me? It's very chill, you know what I mean? And when you're looking for a soul beat to pick, you know, you don't necessarily have to go for the most basic or ubiquitous sample, you know what I mean? Feel free to look around, you never know. Like I said, something that grandma and them used to be cooking to. Look through what you got in the house, you never know, it might be some heat in there. So we're gonna get it started though. I took the sample and for the purposes of this beat, I pitched up the sample a little bit. I turned the transpose up 8 steps, which just gave it more of a sped up feel. I cut a couple parts up already. You know, all you gotta do is make little slices. That's Command E if you're using a Mac in Ableton Live. And, you know, we're just picking some grooves. I like to get my grooves together, you know what I'm saying, right before I lay the beat out. And right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna basically lay the groove, the foundation for the track with the soul sample. Whenever you're manipulating a sample, you want to try to have your markers set up on the grid so that it tries to hit on beat as much as possible. So we got that groove. Now we're going to start on the next groove. Okay, right in there I heard a nice little groove, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop that part and see if we can get something good out of there. So now that I have a basic arrangement, basic outline of the beat, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to add my percussion, start to add my drum sounds. I prefer to use the simpler for my drums. I'm gonna pick out some drum sounds. I got some kick sounds and some snares. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna lay this to the beat. You know, and the way you choose your snares, that's all up to you and your drum patterns. I just do what feels good to me, you feel me? So once you get a groove for whatever sound it is, percussive sound, kick, snare, what have you, one thing you should do is kind of set it up into like 2-bar loops, 4-bar loops, and then when you get those loops, duplicate them. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna highlight the loop, and then you're gonna hit Control, or if you're on a Mac, Command D, which duplicates. So we're just making it so the snares fit into the beat. Let's see how this sounds with the snare wire. Okay. Now some people choose to input the sounds if they want. One easy way to do that is to go into Instruments, start a new MIDI track, and then add Simpler. And then when we do that, we're going to put our kick in here. Once you put in your drum pattern, when you're using a sampler, you want to highlight all the MIDI notes and then quantize it by hitting Command U. Because you want to find that it sits in the correct key or that it sits on top of the sample correctly. Now, other people use software like Keyfinder, software like Melodyne and Wavestune to figure out the keys of songs. If you don't have those, you could also use your MIDI keyboard or piano and play along with the sample to get the correct key. We're going to speed up the tempo of this. You speed up the tempo on any of your projects globally by going to the top left corner, and then you just select the tempo, and you can either type in what you want the tempo to be, or you can use the mouse to click on the tempo and then drag up or down. All right, so right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my 808. I'm gonna put a break in there because one of the backbones to soul beats is the break. When you're looking for a break, you wanna find something that goes along with how the track sounds and something that just fits into the groove as best as possible. In this tutorial, you'll be able to see down at the bottom, we'll post up some links to where you can find some free drum breaks of your own. It's not really that hard, but we'll help you out. We look out. So I found a nice little drum break. So we're gonna throw that in there. And then right now what I'm doing is I'm looking in the sample editor and just making sure that every drum hit hits directly on the beat. Now you don't have to do this. Some people don't always do this because you don't want it to sound too mechanical. You know, you want a little bit of human error in there. You know, so we have our drum break, but as we listen to it, it's a lot of stuff on top of each other. So in order to get everything sounding good, you definitely want to make sure all your samples are EQ'd correctly. So I'm gonna throw in like a little percussive samples. I like to put vocal samples in my music. It's always been a part of hip hop, even in the Black Sheep days. You know, Choice is Yours has very, oh, come on, I like that sort of stuff. So I'm just gonna add a little sample. No mountain high. Well, right now what I'm doing is just isolating that part of the sample. One of the great things about Ableton is you can have your own settings for certain sounds. Right now I'm just putting a little delay and a little reverb. So we're gonna add this sample to it. So what I'm gonna do to make sure that the groove of the track sits good, and one thing I like to do is put a little hi-hat on it. When I added the hi-hat, what I did to give it that sort of a ride kind of feel, so it's like, is I placed it at every 1/8 of a bar, okay? And then we have it. It's just a little quick 10-minute soul beat, you know, nothing too crazy, but this is just showing you guys the basics of looping grooves and looping samples so that you're able to take something from the sample that wasn't heard in the sample and to kind of manipulate it in your own way, because that's what music production is about. That's what the basis of hip hop music is about taking something that had one purpose and making it our own purpose. Yeah, y'all, you already know, it's your boy Vyle. I'm here with Scratch DJ Academy, and that was how to make a soul beat in 10 minutes or less. Let's get it.